And we have a phone interview now with a student. All I know is his name is James. He's a student who works there or attends there, Lone Star Campus, Cypher Campus. And we understand, James, if you can hear me, that you helped take down one of the suspects involved in this?
Correct. I had just gotten out of class, and I walked out of class, came outside, and they were like yelling, "Someone got stabbed, someone got stabbed." And I run back inside the building, and I see a young lady. She's on the stairs, and her neck's bleeding out. And, you know, I'm freaking out, like, oh my God, this is like,
wow.
I couldn't tell what was going on. And people run down the stairs, and they're like, he's running outside, he's running outside. He has a black hat and black shirt. I run outside along with other students. We see him running across the campus. Me and 3 or 4 other students start chasing him. We can run after him across campus. He starts slowing down when he goes through buildings and stuff. And we managed to, I ran up to him with another student. We grab him from the back. We bring him down after he had slowed down a bit. We brought him down. We held him down until the cops arrived, and they put the cuffs on him and arrested him on the spot.
So you actually threw him to the ground, held him there
Yes.
until police arrived to take him. Did he say anything? Did he indicate why he did this?
He didn't say anything. I knew the student was deaf. He had hearing aids. He was like, I can't hear anything. He's like, I'm sorry. I'll stop resisting. I give up.
So you believe he was deaf? Is that what I understand you to say, James?
I'm sorry?
Did you say that he could not hear?
Yeah, he had hearing aids. He was a deaf student.
But you say when you came out of the classroom, you only saw one student
When I
who
came
was
out,
bleeding.
I walked outside the building first. I didn't know anything. Once I walked outside, there were people outside the building saying someone got stabbed. I walked back in, and there's a lady, like, I guess she had just come down the stairs, and she was sitting on the stairs, and her neck was bleeding. And then that's when other people were like, he's outside, he's running. And I run outside with other students, and we see him running. We chase after him from there.
James, we're hearing there may be 2 suspects in this case. Did you hear
Correct.
of a second person?
I got the first one. I have a video of him being taken down and arrested. And the second one, I have no idea. I've never seen him. But I heard there's multiple students, more than 6 or 7 students.
But you don't know, I mean, all you saw was one student who was bleeding and wounded. And this man...
No, I saw several.
Oh, you saw several?
Yeah, I came back, and I saw these 4 or 5 students getting taken. 2 students got life-flighted. 1 at least. There's several with ambulances.
And how serious were their wounds, James?
1 was very serious. They got life-flighted, could not stop bleeding from the neck. It was all vital areas, such as the neck and the face. Mm-hmm. And the ones that stopped bleeding, they were taken by ground. The ones that were very critical, they were life-flighted.
And we are watching another person being loaded onto one of those life flight helicopters. Were you able to talk to the wounded students at all, James? Were they able to tell you what happened?
No, I was not. No, I was not. They were being aided by medical.
But do you know if anyone around there heard what happened who might have spotted something?
So far, what I've heard from other people is that I've met people that saw it happen, and they said he just came out and started slashing people and running, pretty much.
Wow. Now, James, we have just gotten confirmation from EMS, that's the emergency ambulance crews there, that 12 people have been injured. We don't know of the extent of their injuries, but 12 people. Does that number surprise you? Does that sound right?
No. At first, I thought it was maybe 1 person, then it went 2, 3, then the numbers kept rising, so 12 is about right.
And did you see a knife on him? Obviously, you were able to take him down.
Yes, I was there, and they pulled out all the evidence, and he had the X-Acto knife.
An X-Acto knife?
Yes, it was an X-Acto knife. They pulled it out of his right pocket.
Now, you say he was hearing impaired, and you were chasing him through the buildings, through the campus. Was there some sort of erratic behavior prior to that or after that, or some sort of indication that you would seem that would lead him to this?
No, I mean, I just saw a kid running, and then when I started running, we started chasing after him. You know, you just chase after someone that's running. And then he started taking off his hat. It looked like he was trying to disguise himself, lose himself through the buildings, but we managed to catch up to him. We thought we had lost him for a second, but we came around the corner, and he was right there. We were running through the hallways, and they were like, did you see anyone run through the hallways? Who just run through the hallways? And they were like, he went this way, and we managed to...
Now, is he a student?
Yes, he was a student. He looked like a normal person. You know, he looked like he looked like a good kid, if anything, I must say. Like, you know, he looked like any normal, ordinary other student, you know?
And he was not able to say anything to you? He didn't say what happened?
No, we didn't get a chance to talk to him. He was just in shock. He was scared, and he was just like, I give up, I surrender.
how many people were with you as you chased him down?
There was about 3 or 4 of us. Me and this other kid grabbed him from the back, and we brought him down. We put our foot on him. Of course, we were scared approaching him. He started slowing down. He had gloves on, and we made sure there was nothing in his hands, so he turned around and tried to do anything. He had a backpack on while running as well, and he had gloves on, a hat on, wearing black. I have a video of him. He's on the ground, and he's being arrested.
Well, James, I have to say that is an incredibly heroic thing for you to do. What made you decide to take out after this guy?
It was just instinct. It was instinct. Like, you don't want someone getting away. As soon as, I was approaching him when he was slowing down, looked, he was running out of breath. I was actually kind of fearing for my own safety that he would turn around and try to do something to protect himself. But it seemed like he had just given up, and we just ran up and pulled him down.
Yeah, I mean, considering this guy had just stabbed and you had seen the victims he had just stabbed, knowing that he had a knife with him, surely you were nervous about that.
Yes, very.
Man. Back to the victims, James. You say you saw one person initially with a stab wound to the neck, and that one seemed to be the most serious. Is that what you said?
Right. There's at least 3 or 4 to the neck that I saw him go by. I even came back and I started video recording the victims on the floor, and there was some downstairs, upstairs, that were all over the place. There's blood in the ground. There's towels filled with blood everywhere. It was pretty serious.
And was this inside of a building that you spotted all these people?
Yeah, it was in the Health Science Building, Health Science Center at Lone Star in Sci-Fair.
And you saw at least 3 to 4 people on the ground bleeding or on the floor bleeding?
Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. And now, when you saw this guy, the suspect who you helped tackle down, is he recognizable in the school? Did he attend any classes with you? Was he there in the Health Science Building at the time?
I have never seen this student before. He looks like a normal student that would go to school. And I have no idea why he would do that.
And you say you saw him in all black, wearing a cap. Did he look like somebody who perhaps was, setting out to do some harm to a lot of people?
He looked like he was prepared, if anything. He had gloves on or a hat, and unless I have no idea, but.
Well, James, hang on the line here. We're going to continue to ask you questions, but we're just sort of describing as well the pictures for our audience. You're looking at Life Flight right now. They're just leaving.
Yeah, it's lifting up right now. I'm right under it.
You're right under it. Okay. It has 2 passengers, 2 victims in this chopper. 2 were taken in an earlier chopper. James, the scene around you there, presumably you're outside if you saw the chopper. Are there other victims inside other ambulances around there?
Yeah, I believe there's 1 victim. There are some victims that weren't too serious with the injury. It was just a minor cut to the neck or face. There's 1 fatality. That's what I've heard so far, possibly. Students said right here right now.
And James, what about some of the other students? What has been the mood on the campus after all of this happened? Because it appears
everyone is shocked. They don't know what just happened. I mean, it's really unexpected. You're going to school on a normal day.
Yeah.
And
now, James, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We're on lockdown right now. There's some students inside the classrooms right now. They're not letting anyone leave or anything. Possibly because they're saying that it might be a second suspect, but that's still not clear.
Well, that's what we've been told. We've been told that there are 2 suspects. 1 has been apprehended, and that's the one you took down.
Yes, sir.
And apparently there's another one. At least that's what the Sheriff's Department is saying. Now, did you get the alert from Lone Star that indicated that this was happening?
There was no alert when it happened. It was like the students alerted the school, if anything. It was just unexpected. It was very unexpected. I had just gotten out of class.
Oh, okay. But the school right now is under lockdown. You say no one is allowed to leave their classrooms, and no one is allowed to leave, I guess, the campus?
Correct. That's what I believe is going on.
So, James, were you just walking out of class and you happened to stumble upon this bloody scene?
Yeah, I walked out of class, and when I walked out of class, it seemed pretty crowded. It looks like a high school tour was having, like there was a high school kids having a tour or something. I just saw a bunch of young kids. Normal day. Didn't pay much attention to that. I walked outside. These 2 girls were outside. They were approaching me. They were like, "Hey, did someone get stabbed in there?" They were asking me, and I was like, "I didn't see anything." And I had a 10 to 15-second conversation with them saying that, you know, someone got stabbed. There's a girl and they're bleeding. I was like, I didn't see anything. I walked back in there and I saw her bleeding. And I guess because it was crowded. I was just having, you know, I was just walking by fast and back in there saw her bleeding. People ran downstairs saying he was outside, and from there we chased him.
But you didn't hear a lot of hysteria, nobody screaming or anything like
no,
that?
No, there was nothing like that. Everyone was just like, oh my God, someone got stabbed, oh my God, someone got stabbed. And I thought it was only one person. At first I thought he was having a dispute with his girlfriend, and he slashed the girl because that's what at first, but no, it seemed like it was planned possibly because he was going for vital organs. Not vital organs, but he was going for the neck.
Wow.
Vital places, yeah, he was going for the neck.
And James, it seems remarkably calm on campus, if I can say that, and obviously we're just looking at pictures from Sky Eye.
Yeah, so it's calmed down. At first, people were running everywhere, not sure what was going on. Word was just getting around, but now it seems like it's starting to settle down. And
so immediately after it happened, when the word started spreading, just people were running from their classrooms, just trying to get out of the complex.
Well, they were just looking around, seeing what's going on. Most people don't even know what's going on, and only like people like, yeah, they got stabbed. And when I heard people going stabbed, I was looking around me and I was like, who is the suspect?
Yeah.
And that was the scariest part. I didn't know who the suspect was and how the suspect looked like until someone said he's wearing a black shirt and black hat. He's running outside, and that's when we saw him.
That's when you saw him.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
way to go.
And yeah, no kidding, way to
Man.
go. But James, let me just ask you once again about the knife that you saw. It was an X-Acto knife, so one of those sharp edges?
It's a very sharp knife, but it's a very small knife. It's what they use to dissect, I guess, science, like in science, you'd use it to dissect animals and stuff. Yeah. It's a dissecting tool, yeah.
James, we're going to ask you to stay on the line here. We're going to stop talking to you because we're going to talk to somebody else. But please don't hang up because we want to get your number and get your contact information and talk with you further.